This is Mike here at Devil's Lake State Park in Baraboo, Wisconsin, where I spent some of my growing up years. And today I'm going to do a shakedown hike in the park. Some of it will be on the Ice Age Trail, but hope to circumnavigate the lake here, going up the East Bluff Trail, back down, and then across and over to the West Bluff Trail. It's about a little less than 5 miles, and so it'll be good to give me a test and see if I'm ready to do some hiking on the Appalachian Trail next week. So we'll see how it goes. Come along with me. So it's been about 10-15 years since I've hiked out here, and never with a backpack on. So it'll be good to go up and down the hills a little bit. Probably won't need my poles too much because the trails are pretty well maintained, but it'll be good to have them. Get used to it when I'm out east next week. But it's slightly overcast. There's been a little bit of rain, so it'll be good to experience the good and bad of being outside. Back in the day, the Chicago Northwestern used to bring folks from Chicago to a big hotel in this area here. That's long gone. So here's where we are. I'm heading over, gonna go up the East Bluff Trail, come down here, check out Balanced Rock, come back over this way, maybe come down the Potholes Trail, and then down around the south end of the lake, and then back up the West Bluff Trail and back to the car. So that's the plan. Well, the old guy's a little out of shape, and so a little nervous about next week. But it's beautiful out, and even though the temperature is not in the 80s, it is a little sticky, and so definitely working up a sweat and making sure I take some water breaks. So making progress, heading toward Balanced Rock. made it over to the South Shore. Used to be a campground back there. Took that out many years ago. And there's the South Beach. And there used to be a bunch of cabins along that South Shore Road, but those were taken out a few years ago. So back to where I was the last time I was looking at a map. After seeing Balanced Rock, now heading off over to the East Bluff, down to see Devil's Doorway, and then down the Potholes Trail. And we're seeing yellow blazes for the Ice Age Trail. Must be getting close to fall with the sumac starting to turn red. So one of the things I started out making sure of when I made this channel was to acknowledge that I am walking on stolen land. The land here around Baraboo was part of the Ho-Chunk Nation, and the sign there leading to quote-unquote Devil's Doorway, I believe the indigenous peoples word was more like spirit, but the sign saying land back is evidence that people still feel a lot of pain around the fact that this is a state park and not land of the native peoples. And so it's important for us to remember that, and so I've decided not to head down that trail. So look out to the south and east, you can see Lake Wisconsin, which is part of the Wisconsin River. At one time the river actually flowed through the bluffs of Devil's Lake, and the glacier left deposits that blocked off both sides. So as you look to the south and east, you see it's really flat where the glacier was, and everything more to the west of here and south was spared by the glaciers and is part of what's known as the driftless area. You can see as the water melted and sediment and rocks were in there, formed these potholes. Water still sits in there today. So, made it down the Potholes Trail without falling, so that's something. Sometimes the rocks are spaced a little too close together for my big feet and makes it hard, but made it down, and now I've got a little flat section here for maybe a little over a mile as I go along the base of the East Bluff and then around the south side of the lake at lake level, and then another climb when we get over to the West Bluff. We made it to here. Time to head up the West Bluff Trail and back to the car. So decided to take a load off for a minute. It's a little muggier and a lot more elevation changes than I've been used to, and I haven't been hiking a ton this summer, so I'm really feeling it, but glad to be up here, sitting above the turkey vultures. Made it down the toughest part. Now a little gradual downhill to the beach, but feeling glad that it's almost over. But overall it was a pretty good hike, and the rain held off, and learned a little bit about my fitness level, which isn't super, but I was able to accomplish what I wanted to do. Just needed to take my time, and it's good to be back in central part of Wisconsin. So as we finish up here, I'll put the statistics up on how I did. It was definitely a lot longer than I anticipated, but overall, accomplished the goal of hiking the trail I wanted to hike, and lived to tell about it. No falls, at least not yet, and it was great to be out. So thanks for coming along on the journey, and as always, keep on learning, and we'll see you down the trail.